Hello YouTube, Devin here again, and another helmet for you here today, and this one is actually brand new, and it's not one that a lot of people think of, and it's one that's really overlooked, but it's kind of an odd shape as well, and it has a design that dates back all the way to like the 20s and 30s. So, but this helmet is actually Romanian, and it's one of the few feasible steel helmets on the modern battlefield because of how it's shaped, and we'll get into that here. This is the Romanian M73 helmet, and it's based off of the Romanian M34 helmet, which is just a copy of the Dutch helmet. Pretty much an exact copy with a few different liner changes is all. So, but this one is pretty much the same shape, except instead of the difference between the early Romanian, the Romanian M34 and the Romanian M73 is that the M34 had a rolled edge, and it had this big kind of nape taper that came down, this kind of neck cape. So they cut that off for the most part on the M73s, and they took away the rolled rim to ease production. So, and it's a very good helmet because it's very aggressively sloped everywhere except for in the back. And that's exactly how you want a helmet, because if you have it nice and flat in the back, it still allows you to rest your head against something to kind of take some of the weight off, especially during like periods when you're fighting. But let's say there's a break in fighting and you could take a nap, instead of having a big, piece of material sticking out behind your head, making it very uncomfortable to sleep. This allows you to kind of gently place your head against whatever you're leaning against or sitting against, which allows you to kind of sleep more comfortably without straining your neck as much in between fighting, and without having to remove your helmet, just in case fighting was to pick up very quickly again. Now, this helmet, you can see the stamp right there, and it says 86-173, so they're all this way. So I don't know if you can see that very well because of how the paint is, but it's a kind of an 86, and then there's just a 173 after it. So that's just a scuff on there, whatever you can't see. And then over here it says 412012. So try to get the light just right so you can see both of them here. So hopefully that's a little better of an angle. So my lighting is kind of crap. I got like bachelor pad lights in here. I got track lights, so they kind of suck. They're bright, but they suck. So take a look at the liner now. The liner is actually very comfortable. It's a 4-tongue liner, and it has a 4-point chin strap that is adjustable with these studs that you put into keyhole slots in the leather to adjust. It's fairly adjustable. They're a bitch to adjust, and then to get the leather to sit right and everything is really fucking annoying. After you remove them from wherever they were, they take a long time for the leather to start to form to shape again. So that's kind of annoying because it's very stiff, very thick leather they use for the chin strap. So, and this helmet is brand new, never worn, and you could actually see that in this yellow shit they smeared on the steel, on like the D-rings and stuff to keep it from corroding. So that's still on most of the metal parts here. I brushed off a lot of it, but some of the stuff I didn't spend a lot of time doing that, so it's still on there. So they have these cool attachment points at the back, and on their rucksacks they have a strap specifically to route through here so that you can carry your helmet with you when you're on marching order, instead of having to wear it all the time. So it's just a little bit more comfortable to carry it on your back than to wear it on your head all the time, because believe it or not, even a helmet this light made out of steel this thin adds up over time. It's a lot of weight. So it also has this cool nape that comes down. This was prominent on the M34 version. It wasn't as deep though. It was a lot shorter than on the M73. So, and these were interchangeable. A lot of A lot of times you could tell Romanian soldiers apart from the rest of the soldiers as far as like World War II goes, is you could see their helmets are different than the SSH theory. You see Romanian battalions at Stalingrad fighting with their helmets that look like this. So if you see a Russian soldier wearing a helmet that's shaped like this but has a kind of a deeper nape, it's a Romanian soldier actually. It's not an actual Russian soldier. So that's cool. You could go back and see photos of them in Stalingrad and stuff like that with these types of helmets, and that's who they are. They're Romanian. So and this replaced the M34 replaced the M15 Adrian, which I have a video on. In 1934, it's a copy of the Dutch KNIL helmet. So it's a very good helmet within itself. It has very aggressive slope. It worked very well, and the Dutch used it for a very long time as well, up until they replaced it with their copy of the M1. So this liner is made out of black leather. It's a very kind of flexible leather, and then it has leather behind it as well, kind of a suede. Another thin layer of suede, and then there's a big wool pad behind that. This helmet does get very, very hot in the summer, but it is incredibly comfortable as far as steel helmets go. I wish they had like a chin cup on it instead of just the strap. That would make this by far the most comfortable steel helmet I own if it had a chin cup. But I don't want to add one to it. So to keep it historically kind of, accurate, you could adjust the tightness of the nape through one little brass kind of slider buckle there. And these are actually no longer in use with the Romanian military, but a lot of these were sent as aid. And this is the #1 helmet used by the ANA, or the Afghan National Army uses these, because it is a very effective helmet still, even for being made out of steel, because of how it's shaped. It bounces shrapnel and it bounces rounds a lot, and there's very few parts to go wrong on this, and it will last a long, long time. So there's four sets of helmets they use, the ANA, but 3 of them are steel, and they use surplus Romanian M73s, they use surplus Russian SSH-68s, and they use East German updated M56 helmets. So those are all probably one of the 3 last designs that are still prevalent on the battlefield today, that are still worth being there, that are made out of steel because of how they're shaped. Those are all aggressively sloped helmets. So, and that's the only way that makes steel just as good as Kevlar, is by having such an aggressive slope to try to bounce or deflect rounds rather than absorbing them. So that's what makes this helmet so effective in today's battlefield. And if I had to choose between all 3 of those to use, it would be this one, hands down. So, but I think I'll leave this video here then, and we'll wrap it up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is a helmet that's very common out there. You can still find these. You can find them in all conditions except for new, really. So I got really lucky when I found one that is brand new. But if you do find one that's new, they're worth it. Don't spend more than like $50 on one. Unless you live in a weird country, you might have to spend more than $50 to get it shipped to you. But don't spend more than $50 on the actual helmet unless you want one of these really, really bad. They're really, really nice, and I recommend them. But I don't think they're worth more than $50 unless you can get one literally brand new. So, so we'll leave this video here, and hopefully you liked it and you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment with suggestions for future videos, and any additional information you might have on one of these helmets. Feel free to drop me a line. If you have any trouble identifying anything, feel free to drop me a line. I respond usually within a day. Some places I don't get good signal around here, or I'll be at work. I just don't check it while I'm at work. So, but I will reply back to you. So I'll leave it here. Hopefully I get to see you guys in the next video. Bye.